I have to talk to you about Pippa Middleton because she's thrown a big party for her husband, James Matthews, and of course Princess Catherine and Prince William were there among other guests. But the party was so big and so much fun that the neighbours were complaining. That's probably a good sign that the party was a success. What's the goss?
Oh, well, wonderful stuff. So good old Pippa. She always hits the headlines along with her sister. They got on famously well. Well, she threw a racey motorsports themed party for her 50th birthday party for her husband, James Matthews. They have a sprawling 145-acre Berkshire estate. It was thrown on the September the 20th, and they had a roaring Spitfire aerial stunt. There was a bass thumping tunes apparently until 1:30 in the morning. Now, obviously, all the locals were not too happy, as fun as it is, probably because they weren't invited. As a result, there were a number of complaints. But Kate was there, but Princess Catherine was there with William. Jerry Halliwell, formerly of the Spice Girls, she was there, and other A-listers partied on. Some of the neighbours, when they were interviewed, they said, well, we thought this might happen as soon as Pippa moves in. People with money is what they said. So as soon as that sort of happens, one of those neighbourhood disputes you don't want to talk about, but it's royal revelry gone rogue.
Yes, maybe they're upset they didn't get an invitation. But finally, before I let you go, 7 charities have severed ties with Fergie. Now, this is after an email resurfaced in which she described Jeffrey Epstein as her supreme friend and appeared to apologise for criticising him publicly. But 7 charities, Andrew, that's it's not a small number.
Well, yes, including the Teenage Cancer Trust, a charity she supported for 35 years. What this is, Gabriella, it goes back to her admission in 2011 that she accepted money from Epstein to help her settle a personal debt. And she owed about 15 grand, or she owed actually 78 grand, and Epstein gave her 15 grand. She said it was a gigantic error of judgment. And she talked at the time to a paper over here saying, I abhor paedophilia and any sexual abuse of children. I know that it was a gigantic error on my behalf. Apparently, and it's just broken the last few hours, there was a very threatening phone call in a Hannibal Lecter type voice from Epstein, said, we're going to ruin your family, you'll get destroyed. And so she backtracked. Wow. And what she did, she wrote this little note saying he was her supreme friend, and she didn't use the P word. And basically, she felt very sorry for having said that. That's now leaked, that email. And I always say that everything you ever say, every person you ever stand next to, that will get out at some stage. So be wary of that. What's happened, however, as a result of that, all the charities that you've mentioned and a few others are basically saying we don't want to be associated anymore. Yeah. Thank you very much for your hard work, but that association can no longer continue. So sadly, Fergie has been dumped by those charities. There's more and more scandals. She's been hit with scandals. You might remember the toe sucking that happened a number of years ago. There was a £500,000 bribe, apparently, to get access to Prince Andrew, and many many more different scandals. So Fergie, sadly, is no more, and in terms of that sort of side for those charities.
Andrew Eborn, thank you so much for your time. It is always wonderful to speak with you here on Power Hour. We really appreciate it.
It's lovely to see you. Look forward to seeing you next time.